Hey everybody, guess what? I'm back! I don't know if that's good or if that's bad, but hey, you know, we had to take a little hiatus, as you guys all know, that have been watching my post on Facebook. I've had a lot of changes going on, and honestly, I've had a lot of changes going on within myself. God had given me a scripture a couple of days ago. It's in 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. And that scripture said, He said, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in your weakness. You know, I got to looking up the definition of weakness, and it is a condition where you lack strength. It's a quality or feature that prevents you from being effective. So I also looked up the definition of the word strength. Now, strength is the ability to resist being moved or broken. It's obviously someone that is strong. A quality that allows somebody to be able to deal with issues and to be a very effective person. When you think of somebody that's a strong person, you may think of an artist, you may think of a politician, just a mother, a father. People have different views of what they think a strong person is. But I looked and I thought about that scripture again, and so I kind of broke it down after reading the definitions of those words. So this is the way I wrote it. His ability, his strength, is made useful or strong and effective in our weaknesses. You know, Paul was a great person in the Bible. He wrote most of the New Testament, and he boasted and took pleasure, which means he thought good on his inabilities. And you say, well, how could somebody think good about their inabilities? Because the reason why he did that, he said that God's power was made more apparent to others through the weaknesses. Now, weaknesses aren't necessarily just things that the way we feel. Weaknesses can be an addiction to something. It can be having a temper, which I have a temper. But I try to not think on those things. But when I do, I'm reminded that it's not what we do. It's not who we are. But you got to think about it's whose we are and what He does through us. You know, it's that simple. You got to stop beating yourself up. You got to stop focusing on what you can't do. Focus on what God can do. And, you know, He also tells us in the Bible that all things are possible to them that love Him. You know, if you're having a moment of weakness, look to Jesus. Look to the cross. When you don't know what to do, look to Jesus, look to the cross. And you got to remember, He says in His word that the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. So to those who exalt themselves and say, well, it's all about me, I can do this, I did that, you know, they're putting their strength in their own abilities. And that sounds stupid to somebody that considers themselves wise and a know-it-all, you know, which, by the way, we all know some of those. But for those who really understand who Jesus is, that becomes the power that enables us to succeed. You know, the last thought I'm going to leave you with today is don't try to bear the burden of making something happen for God. We all try to do that. But if He wants it done, you've got to let Him do it and let it happen through you. Be the vessel that God can use, no matter what you feel is holding you back, no matter what you feel your weakness is, because we all have weaknesses, and if we say we don't, we're lying to ourselves. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be, you know, all the time goody two-shoes for God to use you. In fact, He loves the weakness because He gets glory in all of our weaknesses. Love you guys. Enjoy your week, and stay positive, stay focused on God.